Welcome to the China of Africa, the city of Aba, Abia State, arguably the most populous city in southeast Nigeria and potentially the SME capital of the country. Aba was established by the Ngwa clan of Igbo people of Nigeria as a market town, and then later a military post was placed there by the British colonial administration in 1901. The city lies along the west bank of the Aba River and is at the intersection of roads leading to Port Harcourt, Owerri, Umuahia, Ikot Ekpene, and Ikot Abasi. It became a collecting point for agricultural products following the British-made railway running through Aba to Port Harcourt. Aba has a rich history in commerce, evident in the popular Aba Women Riot that broke out following the colonial policy of taxation. The city is home to thousands of artisans and merchants who are constantly defying the odds against them, famous for making different kinds of leather products and clothes. Nearly everyone, young, old, and even successful career men and women, are skilled in one craft or the other. This is Ariaria International Market, established in 1976 following a fire outbreak that destroyed the old Ikioha market in Aba. The market now has an estimated 2 million traders, attracting merchants from Ghana, Cameroon, Chad, Niger Republic, among other countries. It offers the potential to drive Nigeria's efforts towards increasing non-oil export.
There are at least 37,000 shops here in Ariaria International Market, divided into various lines. And virtually every shop is literally turned into a mini factory where shoe and bag production is being made with just a headlight and then maybe a stove to provide energy to be able to produce some of these shoes. They're exported to other neighboring countries to Nigeria, such as Chad, Niger, Benin Republic, and many more.
At least 48 million pairs of shoes are produced here annually, with an estimated trade volume of 144 billion naira in total. Chidozie Acholu is one of the thousands of artisans here specializing in making leather bags. He has an order for delivery in the neighboring Chad Republic.
I used 3 months learn it. So that case, I used 3 years and 7 months. Started working it. As I work it, I put my effort, my experience to make it change. Because I didn't work the word exactly it teach me. I didn't work exactly teach me. Okay, see, like this one, have this one now. You're going to charge. So that's the way I learn it. Because I can see the bag, capture it, put in my memory. Whenever I go house, I started thinking it. By then, my brain was calm down. I thinking over it, started planning it.
Chidozie, like many others here, faced the daunting challenge of producing these products under very difficult circumstances due to lack of power supply and modern machinery, which affects the quality of the finished products. It is one of the reasons why many consider made in Aba goods inferior in quality. In most of the shops here, all the processes of shoemaking are done manually. With a little headlight torch and a stove to provide energy, dozens of shoes and bags are produced here daily. But many of these products do not end up with the Made in Aba label. Rather, they are labeled Made in Italy or China to push sales. It is argued that many Nigerians wear Made in Aba shoes and clothes without even knowing. But this is a narrative the government is seeking to change.
Some people have become used to a certain way of doing things. For example, you could see a Gucci slippers that is made in Aba, and that we want Aba people to like their product, to like their name. You cannot make something very good and you now give the credit to Gucci, who is in Italy or is in another country of the world. And most of these, you don't spell the Gucci well, maybe Gucci with one C. If you make something nice, name it Uchenna. Gucci started with a dream. You can grow the brand, you can grow Uchenna, and Uchenna will become known all over the world. That is possible. That's why we encourage the likes of Toskimi, we encourage the likes of the Footwear Academy. Give it your name. Let that brand name grow from here. With that dream, you meet up. And a few of them have tried. Majority of them are still trying to catch on because they tell you that it's not their fault. That's because Aba produced mainly for the West African sub-region.
Artisans here are mostly operating informally as a skill learned based on the Igbo conservative apprenticeship practice handed over from one generation to the other.
These people producing goods that are inferior, they actually produce to the specifications they've been given. There's really not much we can do because they have to keep the lights on. They have to remain in business. We can only encourage them because when you go to them, you hear the cost of leather is much, the cost of importing materials is a lot, and you now see that it's even beyond states.
But there's a new crop of designers changing the narrative of the Made in Aba brand. With the help of digital media space, designers from Aba are aiming to compete with global brands in the fashion industry. Meet Bentley Chuks and Chidima Chukwuemeka, the couple behind the Footwear Academy, a shoemaking learning school on a mission to reduce poverty and unemployment through training shoemakers based on standard practices. After training in Italy, the couple made it a mission to train as many as are interested in the art of shoe design and shoemaking.
So we provide training, job matching opportunities, and a co-working space for shoemakers. We have trained over 300 shoemakers. We have an office in Aba, and we have another branch office in Warri. Collectively, we've trained 300, and we're hoping to train another 100 by the end of this year. Way before 2017, my husband, who is my other co-founder, is very passionate about shoemaking, and he dragged me into it. But we decided to start in 2017 officially because we wanted a place where young people like me, women, can learn shoemaking easily and make it fun, make it easy, and make it accessible. We actually designed it for people, young school leavers, that did not want to go through the apprenticeship system. Go back and go and start learning from maybe a master and stay for like 5 years. They wanted to learn it in a short duration of time. So we thought about it, we designed the program for those people in mind.
In what seemed like a publicity stunt, the governor of Abia State, Okezie Ikpeazu, in May 2021, registered to enroll as a trainee here. For him, it's all about promoting local content.
The inspiration to be at the forefront in the marketing of Made in Nigeria. Aba is just an existing brand, and I decided to leverage it. This campaign is about the creative spirit and ingenuity of the average Nigerian youth. This campaign is about persuading us Nigerians to look inwards and patronize our products. And I'm mindful of the fact that we have not provided everything. We've not provided power, we've not provided raw materials, we've not provided necessary education, we've not technical or vocational education the way we are supposed to do it. But yet, we have great minds, the youth of this country, struggling to stamp their feet on the sands of time.
The training center is an Excellence Award winner in leatherworks at the National Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Awards.
We have numbers in Nigeria. We have more than 200 million people, and shoes are very necessary. One of the things that we have in common here is that we are all wearing shoes and we're all wearing clothes. So fashion is a need. It's not even a want, it's something that you would need. So, and there are a lot of niche markets that students can diversify into.
Becoming a designer for Oumere Nora was never part of the plan at the beginning until she realized her passion for fashion design as a medical student at the university.
When I was revamping those shoes and bags, and so that I could do it TDB, I can stay awake to the next day, and I'm happy doing it. So it got to a point after my second MBBS exam, I had to take a decision and say, this medicine thing is not my thing. What I'm doing here is something I love doing. If I wasn't in Nigeria, I would definitely quit school. But it sounds crazy. When I told my dad, I said, I am no longer going to study medicine. I'm just going to look for a closer course that will be easy for me to do, and so I can focus on my business. And for up to a year, I wasn't in talking terms with my dad because he was very mad and upset. He thought something is wrong with this guy, leaving medicine just to be folding bags and shoes for people. Is this how you're going to feed yourself throughout your life and all that? But I just had this feeling that God was backing me up with it. So
in 2017, Nora was one of the 30 entrepreneurs selected for shoemaking training in China by the Abia State government. She also won the award for the Female Outstanding MSME Participant of the Year in 2019, which earned her a cash prize and a car. But running her business is not without its challenges.
everything in the market is now ×2. Sealed gums every day keeps increasing. Sealed chemicals, the same thing. Everything is increasing, and most times the customers they don't understand it. So they are expecting you to still sell the same price you sold for 2 years ago, which is not going to work. But I just left it that people who want quality will definitely go for quality. So we intend to increase our prices based on what we are getting from the market. So if the gum increases and the chemical increases, our products, they are not going to remain the same price, because we are not going to reduce our quality because everything is now expensive. So we have to step up a little bit with our price, but trying to consider our customers not to, so that they can also sell and also make profits.
If you are on Instagram, you may have come across his Instagram page. He is famous for designing male traditional attire and suits. Ogomdi Ogbonna, who is also a proud Aba tailor, is the CEO, Toskime House of Fashion. He is one of those behind the idea of the Aba Fashion Week, which began about 3 years ago, paving the way for many young designers from Aba to be on the map.
Everyone says or knows that Aba is the China of Nigeria, the commercial hub. Half of the money that we make in this country is realized from Aba. That is non-negotiable, but people have this idea about making Aba products that they're inferior, that they don't last, and all. But I promise you, your best designer product that you see in Lagos, in UK, they're all made in Aba and then exported. But since the Made in Aba initiative, people have started to actually claim this name and proudly put it on their logo. Like me, I have Made in Aba in my logo, and I have my products in stores in the UK, in South Korea. I have celebrities like Don Jazzy, Mr. Zexy, that wear Rabani products, and you can see they're very, very nice and luxurious.
The stereotype about the Made in Aba brand is gradually becoming a thing of the past as entrepreneurs key into the marketing opportunity provided by the digital space and support by the Abia State government through the Marketing and Quality Management Agency.
We expand existing markets and find new markets for all goods and services made in Abia State. Then 2, we set up parameters and enforce quality standards for all goods and services made in Abia State. That's what we do. Way back in defunct times, we had the Abia State Marketing Board, which basically, the mandate was a bit different. That those guys just bought stuff and then resold to civil servants, sometimes on credit, sometimes, spread out payment terms. And during the Yuletide, they bring in, stockfish, rice, everything, which they now resell to the people. That was what the Marketing Board of York used to do, but this was recreated and reinvented to focus specifically on local production, specifically on the marketing of goods and services that are made in Abia.
When you have the ecosystem in its unorganized form, it's difficult to engage them. It's difficult to communicate. It's difficult to advocate, in terms of policy changes, policy direction, and to onboard them on the strategy. So we work with Thorn Foundation to be able to support clusters, to put structures of governance, in their system. And we have succeeded with leather, we've succeeded with the garments people. That's why it's easy for us to take them to fashion events, to take some people to China, to engage with them, to arrange financing for them. So we have done that. And today, they are not gazing, they are not at loss at how to engage with us.
The Abia State government has declared a campaign to promote the Made in Aba brand, with the governor being the chief promoter.
To build a sustainable economy and to create an ecosystem that is resilient, you must look inwards and think about local content. We have advanced conversations with the Bank of Industry to provide funding for the average Aba shoemaker, and in fact, for Enyimba Automated Shoe Factory, but to route this funding through the leather tannery in Kano, so that I can be sure that my leather is coming from Kano and it will come. And then what it means is that I am trying to reduce the component of my input in terms of raw material that is coming from outside. I may have to cope with the buckles, I may have to cope with some of the nails, but certainly I have to find a way to patronize the tannery in Kano, so that at least I can hold down that variable.
After months of training as a shoemaker, the governor shows off his self-made slippers during our interview with him.
Every person from this part of Nigeria, my thinking is that the person should have an additional skill. I had a choice to choose between shoemaking and tailoring, but I chose shoemaking. It's very exciting. It's very exciting, and it's beautiful.
Really beautiful.
It's beautiful, and if shoemaking, if I'm challenged and shoemaking becomes my option, so be it. Because we're trying to create an ecosystem for shoe manufacturing. Ecosystem in the sense that we have a footwear academy, private sector driven. Our polytechnic is beginning some certificate courses in shoemaking and leather technology, so that we can regularize the skill that our people have, which ordinarily cannot be quoted, because Nigerians are freaks for certificates and all of that. So after my enrollment in the footwear academy, over 2,000 young people went to enroll, because I have a strategy to draw attention and move people in the direction I want them to move. And part of it is what you saw here.
This is Enyimba Automated Shoes Company that was commissioned recently by the Senate President Ahmad Lawan, and the idea is to be able to produce at least 5,000 shoes every day from here. The idea also is to be able to empower the recently trained 30 shoemakers in China, sponsored by the state government, and of course after that they are here to be able to put to practice all that they have learned. It is also hoped that people from Area Market who are also shoemakers will be coming here for the finishing works of their shoes, their bags and belts and other leather products.
Our minimum to produce this in a NASCO is 1,000 pairs, 1,000 pairs. As you already said, we produce 5,000 pairs of shoes daily in a full capacity.
All right. And so, is that going to be on demand, or you just produce and supply to the market?
Yes. When we produce this 3,000 pairs of shoes to the Nigerian Railway Corporation. It was on demand. Enasco also makes on demand. We also mass produce on demand. We made 3,000 pairs of this solid work boots for the Nigerian Railway Corporation. They asked for 3,000 and we made 3,000. We gave them. We did not just give them. We also went back after some time to ask them, how is the quality of the work boots we produced? And they said it was fantastically well, and they can also come for more. We have also produced our school shoes, which our governor, His Excellency, tagged Eze Goes to School Shoes with Enasco. So again, some schools here in Aba has already adopted these shoes as their school shoes. While our marketing team have also gone to Abuja, they have also gone to Kaduna, they have also gone to Onitsha, they have gone to Lagos, Port Harcourt, to also talk about our school shoes and other our products, where we have our outlets in these cities and states I've mentioned.
For the majority of artisans and designers, however, there are common problems that have continued to hamper growth. The lack of power, funding, raw materials, to mention just a few. As part of the Energizing Economies initiative of the federal government, President Muhammadu Buhari in January 2019 commissioned a 9.5 megawatt independent power plant built by a private consortium at the Ariaria International Market. The project consists of an independent gas-fired power plant, an extensive distribution network, and metering systems for over 40,000 shops. But despite this initiative, artisans and shop owners at the Ariaria Industrial Market continue to pay heavily to power generators. According to International Center for Investigative Reporting, shoemaking artisans at the Powerline cluster of the Ariaria Market spend over 1 billion naira annually on generator, aside the monthly bills from the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company. Prior to the commissioning of the independent power plant, a dispute over who owned the right to distribute electricity in the market became a contention. A legal action instituted by Geometrics Aba Power Limited contested the government handover of the power business units to Interstate Electrics, despite a reported existing pact between it and the government. In the pact, it was reportedly agreed that Geometrics will build a 188 megawatt capacity gas turbine power plant at the Osisioma area of Abia State and distribute its output exclusively to Ariaria and Aba business units for a specified period of 25 years.
As far back as I can remember, maybe just 10 years or more, Geometric had already gotten license to provide power for Aba and its environment. That effort was modeled up in some kind of political challenges. The governor took the bull by the horn and led out in negotiating the resolution of that process. He went to Egypt, to Afrexim, he went to China, he went to the United States, he was engaging with the presidency, the ministry in Abuja. I can tell you today that that power network had been handed over back to Geometric, and they are just doing the finishing touches. And once that is concluded in just a few weeks or months from today, Aba will be the only city in Nigeria with uninterrupted and uninterruptible power supply in Nigeria. What that will do to the cost of quality, because it will crash down the cost of production.
As at March 2022, the feeder supplying electricity to the shoe cluster of Ariaria Market was dismantled due to a bill of 1.7 million naira. When I asked the chairman of the Bakassi section of the market about the challenges they face and government's intervention in that regard, here is what he has to say.
One, as you can see now, we are just managing small generator. One of our major problems here, one, lights. Two, you can see how that our small road is. That is the two major things, because as we are industrial markets, we need lights. Some of our souls, our people here make it, although we have some foreign that people are imported here. So that's how we make it. Something like gum. We have foreign gums and we have local one. Which that's the ones that our people are manufactured here already.
To bridge the funding gap in the SME sector, the Bank of Industry and the Abia State government in June 2016 signed an agreement to pump 1 billion naira into the small and medium enterprise sector of the state. The 1 billion naira SME Development Fund is to be equally contributed by the bank and the state for onward lending to yearning entrepreneurs in the state, particularly those who are engaged in the value addition and processing. But that was only in an effort to recommence the provision of loans to entrepreneurs, as previous efforts have collapsed. It was reported that the Bank of Industry had withdrawn its funding support due to low repayment of disbursed loans. Nigeria's economy continued its heavy reliance on oil export for revenue, but places like the Ariaria Industrial Market, Aba, has the potential to attract foreign investment and scale up the country's non-oil export. Unlocking these opportunities, however, depends on adequate funding in infrastructure, especially power, technology, and human capacity development.